Hi, folks. Welcome to the chat room at Clearly Net Zero. And I even got the name right this time. Today, we're talking about all of the acronyms that are being thrown all around the place, and everybody's going, what? What's that mean? I've got net zero, carbon zero. Any from you, Laura?
Yeah, I mean, even just our own company, CNZ, do people know what that is? It's clearly net zero. But yeah, there's so many. We've got SECR, we've got ESOS. There's so many things that people nod along to and look like they know what you're talking about. But in actual fact, they're probably thinking, don't have a clue.
Yeah, GHG, greenhouse gases.
Yeah.
And one I heard yesterday, which is a really, it really easily slips off the tongue, TCFD, which is the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosure.
Oh, that's what?
So all of these things, I actually think there's probably only two that you need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Net zero and carbon zero. What's the difference?
So in terms of carbon zero, obviously that's reducing your carbon footprint as far as possible. But being
right down to zero, yes.
Zero. Go on, net zero.
Whereas net zero is trying to get back to your say your 1970s footprint.
Yeah.
So think of all the carbon that we've generated since the 1970s. We were actually creating, even in our general lifestyle, we were creating about half of the carbon that we do today in the 1970s. So we're using all of these computers, telephone systems, everybody and their friends, especially whenever they're teenagers, needs a car. It's absolutely essential they have a car. Not. But it's, the amount that we use today compared to the 1970s, it is roughly double where we were. So net zero is trying to get back to the 1970 benchmark level.
Yeah. And what we want to do at Clearly Net Zero is actually manage to reduce your carbon footprint to carbon zero, so that we can as a society push forward towards net zero.
But the first step is actually going net zero. So people are trying to get to reduce their carbon output by about half, maybe by 2030, 2035. So that actually gives us the platform to step forward to 2050 to say, yes, we can actually do this. We can actually make changes.
Yeah.
So but the big question is, how do we measure that?
Yeah, we'll just start somewhere. Start with a baseline and do it as soon as possible, so that you've actually got a framework to begin making carbon reductions on. That would be my number one step.
This is the whole thing why we're doing Clearly Net Zero, is because we've got tools which help you measure that. And one of those tools, it's called Carbon Expert. It helps you to benchmark where you were, whether it be last year or a couple of years before the COVID outbreak, so that you can actually say, this is where I was, this is where I am now, this is what I'm doing, go forward. Yeah. So it's helping you create a business structure to say, I'm stepping forward.
Yeah, and again, just using those three pillars of it being simple, accessible, and solution based. And that's really what we want to deliver with CN.
Yes. Yes, definitely. We're just literally trying to make it easy for people.
Yeah.
That's what comes onto the simple title, because too many people have built it into this massive big mountain, and nobody knows how to step forward. But if we've got it broken into one small boulder or brick at a time, okay, I can pick that up. I can set that to the side. I've now done one step forward. And the rest of the plan helps you to go forward.
Yeah, but we don't find acronyms. We want to be open about everything that we do and provide you with the best information that we possibly can, so that you're not just nodding along and agreeing and not really having a clue what's going on. We want you to be part of the process.
Yes. So I think that's enough said for today. Nice and succinct, and hopefully it's nice and clear for you. If you want to talk to us, there's a website down here below and an email. So send us a message and start the conversation, and we'll walk along this path together. So see you soon. Bye.